Listen, loves, I messed up a little bit there. So, I'm doing another inspired hairstyle today, and this one is inspired by Miss KKW. And this is pretty much what it's gonna look like and remind you everything is inspired, not copied, okay? I can't fool myself. 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 Even though I know what we do, me all the voice I know way. I'm worrying with me. I know what we me all the voice I know. So I took all my hair out from the previous single braid, and if you haven't watched that tutorial, go watch that one. You might like that style better than this one. So I'm gonna start out by giving myself a middle part. You guys know I live for these middle parts, okay? Now you're gonna split your hair again. You pretty much want 4 even parts on your head. I had to go to my mom a couple times just to make sure it was like straight in the back. Now you're gonna split that part in half. I did it behind my ear just so that when I do the other side, I kind of have like a frame of reference to start from. And you're just gonna put all of your parts in rubber bands, right? So at the end of the style, it's going to be 2 parts on the closer to your ear and then 4 parts in this middle sections. So I'm just going to move the excess hair out of the way, and then I'm going to moisturize each part because since I just took it out of another style, it's not really moisturized through and through. So I just want to make sure that I'm thoroughly making sure my hair is going to be protected in these styles, ladies. So here I'm just doing a slight length check, okay? It's like right above my bra strap right now. When I cut it after my second hairstyle, it was like, a little bit shorter than my shoulder. So we getting somewhere, honey. We getting somewhere. Your part should come out a little something like this. Get creative with it. I just did 2 braids with the parts on my side so that it's not as bunchy on the sides and it's a little bit more defined. Now I'm just going through with my Shea Souffle to moisturize my ends before I start doing my hair because we gotta protect them at all costs, sweetie. So this is how it should come out, the desired style. And I'm gonna show you guys how to do it on the other side. So what you're gonna do is just put your hair in 3 parts and start to braid it back like you're braiding to the scalp. Once you get to the next section of your hair, just go ahead and add it in and keep going and so on and so forth in that same pattern until you get all the way down to the end of your hair or the last section of your hair. When you get down to the last part of your hair, about 3 braids in, this is when you're gonna want to add your extra hair, I guess, whatever this is called. So I literally had to figure out how to braid it into my hair so it doesn't look a mess, but I added at least like 3-4 pieces of hair, and I just kept going until I reached the end of my hair, if that makes sense. So my hair in the braid stops like right about around my collarbone. So after I got to that point, I added a rubber band, as you'll see in a second. one thing about doing these hairstyles, y'all, unless you're like literally a hairstylist and you've been doing this all your life, you're gonna have to start over at some point in time, because child, I done did this probably like 15, 30, 45 times before I actually got it how I wanted it. So one thing that is a tip for y'all is just do it until it looks good for you, okay? Like, don't just give up. Don't just be like, okay, well, this is all right. Keep practicing at it, because eventually you'll get better, and then it's like the next hairstyle you do, you'll be like, oh, this is like muscle memory at this point. So stopped at my collarbone, and then after I did that, ooh, tether ever been around. Okay, all right, hurry up a little bit. So then I started to make these, I'm just gonna call them hair bubbles because that's what they look like. And in this look, I did the purple hair around each knot, but then that started to get sticky and ill because I had to use the hairspray, and it was just so here I'm measuring them so I can make sure that they're the same length. One trick that I did later on was use my finger. So my pointer finger was the distance between each hair bubble, and then I did it like that for each one so I can make sure that it was even. But here, after you do the bubble, make sure you pull the hair out so that it can actually be defined. Right. And then from that point, just get creative with it, man. Like, you can either put the hair around each one, you can leave it how it is. You could put the purple hair around the first one, like I'm about to show you in this last look that I did. But just get creative with it. Do it until it looks good for you. And hopefully your hair turns out cute and you can rock it for a couple days. I'm sorry, y'all. I really tried for you. And thank you for coming to my tutorial.